Versa best company.
Versa Business System.
It's a better
Versa Business System.
It's true. Versa Business System.
Shine.
Welcome to the Versa Business Tips Podcast. I'm your host, founder and CEO of Versa Business Systems, Shaheen Mazloom. We are here with a guest today, Sean Garner. Super complicated business name, Sean Garner Consulting. He's an expert in marketing. I'm really excited for this conversation because marketing is so different no matter who you talk to. Sean, thanks for joining us today. I appreciate you hopping on.
Yes, thank you so much for the opportunity to come here, connect with you, connect with your audience. It's kind of like the cheesy dad joke is Sean Garner Consulting, not a super creative name for a marketing agency owner, but it's simple. People remember it, and we do good things.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So for those out there that don't know who you are, don't know what your company does, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, Shawnee. So the reason this whole thing got started, honestly, was because I was in the fitness industry and I was frustrated by seeing other people make more money in the space, not because they had more experience than me, but just because they were better at marketing. And unfortunately, with that keeps going with small business owners now, right? There's so many business owners that waste a tremendous amount of money on marketing. So throughout my journey of self-discovery, of learning this whole internet marketing thing, over a decade ago, we now have the opportunity to serve local service-based business owners to where what we do is we help them clarify their message with story brand messaging, build an awesome website that makes them stand out online, convert it into a sales funnel so they take customers from not knowing who they are to becoming super fan customers for life. And we continue to optimize it and fill those sales funnels with things like search engine optimization, content marketing, and then we do tons of CRM automations. And now with all the rise of AI, integrating that into those businesses. So that way the business owners, they don't have to worry about figuring out all the marketing stuff.
Right.
They can just be really good at their craft of what they do to serve their customers.
Yeah.
And then we can take care of all the marketing stuff for them so that they look like the industry leader that they really are.
100%. Because let's be honest, most business owners are great at their business. They're terrible at marketing, right? Like, unless you're not, the only reason or the only business owners that are good at marketing have marketing agencies. You know what I mean?
They didn't get in it to sales and marketing are the two things that small business and accounting, I would say those top three things small business owners hate because they got into to just do their thing, their craft.
Yeah.
Whether that be like a personal trainer, a med spa owner, a medical provider, dentist, like they didn't get into to do all this other stuff. And then once they get into it, they're like, oh my gosh, now I've got to actually figure this entrepreneurial thing out.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. Sales has always been my strong point. And you would think sales and marketing kind of go hand in hand, but man, it took me and dude, I'm still figuring it out, right? Like, things change constantly with business, right? The way people respond, what's attractive to people, 2 years ago isn't what is attractive to them now. You're constantly having to adapt. So, when it comes to marketing, what are the most common mistakes you're seeing a lot of these local service business owners make?
Yeah, great question. And I love what you were just saying there because I think there's a big disconnect with a lot of business owners between understanding strategies and tactics with that, right? So they might be doing a specific tactic because they heard it's getting results. I saw this reel on Instagram and they said I should be doing this, but they're doing these tactics without understanding the overall strategy of why that works for that specific business. And so because they don't have a strategy, they're trying all these tactics and failing. Yeah. So I would say big common mistakes that I see is that. So first off, business owners are trying to do tactics without understanding the strategy behind it. So they might have watched or heard a podcast episode where somebody was on there talking about paid ads and how this business made, 8 figures overnight because they ran this certain meta ad and stuff like that. Well, they ran that ad and that may have worked for them, but they don't have any of the context to understand why it worked, is because they had a very sophisticated sales funnel in the background running, capturing all these leads, following up with people. And they think that the secret sauce was the tactic of like the ad set. No, bro. The strategy was what the
exactly.
The
well,
sauce
and
is,
marketing
man.
is only as good as the person on the other side of the marketing, which is sales.
Yeah. And,
Right?
and that, so that's the whole thing too, is I think most business owners have that disconnect and they don't understand what marketing is. They think marketing is, I'm going to pay, I'm going to do a task, or I'm going to pay an agency money, and then all of a sudden things are going to start happening. Marketing is so much more than actual deliverables of tasks. It's understanding, like I said, that overall strategy. And a big part of marketing, and I think the foundational thing, and another thing business owners miss, is the messaging side of it. Really good marketing is creating that really clear messaging and then distributing that message to the right people. And so a lot of small business owners, they are more concerned with how their logo looks on a business card or a hat than the words that they're actually using in their collateral to attract those customers. Because Shaheen, have you ever been, looking for a plumber or an accountant or a lawyer, and you're like, whoa, they have an amazing logo. I'm gonna hire
I love
them.
that
like,
logo.
No.
I'm going with that guy. Right.
Yeah.
It always cracks me up when people are posting on Facebook. They're like, dude, I'm going to open up a business. I'm thinking about opening up a business. Who does logos? And my first question is always, do you have any customers yet?
Yeah.
Well, no, we got to get the logo and the website and the this and the that. Like, none of that stuff matters. You got to get yourself a customer first. Yeah. Get yourself a customer.
people pay and they connect with words, not logos, brand, fonts and colors and stuff like that.
100%, man. 100%. So, you mentioned SEO.
Yeah.
A lot of people out there say SEO is pointless. It's, it's dead. It's all a joke. I've tried, 100 different SEO companies. What is your, I guess, version of SEO? Like, you can't get, local businesses, yes. But like, you're never going to get me to the top of Google because I'm never going to pay as much as Rapid Finance, On Deck, and Credibly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, for small local businesses, you can make that happen, right?
Yes. And then I would say, even specifically to you, is so I think that it's possible, but I think that people are doing it wrong. So to kind of big picture back it up, is I think that there's a big misunderstanding of what SEO is because of what it's been for so long. So is SEO dead? Absolutely not. Because guess what? People still are searching for things. Right. Now, where they are searching for things, whether it be social, like TikTok search is a huge thing right now. Yep. Now with the LLMs on ChatGPT and stuff like that, people are still searching for things and looking for a result. So if you want your content to be seen, it has to be optimized. Right. So I think what people think of traditionally as SEO, where I'm going to stuff a bunch of keywords on a website, on a blog post, and all of a sudden I'm going to rank number one, that is dead. And I think that's been dead for a really long time. But if you look, I was talking to a colleague that's been in the industry for a long time, because we've only been doing SEO as an agency for about 5 years. So in the grand scheme of the internet world, that's still pretty young. I'll be honest. We've only been doing SEO for 5 years. We're pretty good at it. But because of that, how we do SEO is, in my opinion, the right way, because it's what everybody is saying to do to rank in the LLMs now. So I think bad SEO that people were doing 10, 15, 20 years ago to try and rank in that stuff, of course it's not working, because it's just trying to game the system. What real SEO is, if you get down to the root cause of it, it is legitimizing to Google your expertise. So if you want to stand out online, Google, all of these other search engines, LLMs and stuff like that, they are trying to deliver a result to the customer that it feels is the best solution. Right. So these online models, they have no idea the level of expertise and the amount of customers and stuff that you've helped in the real world. They only have context to the things that you have in the digital world. So if you're struggling to rank and get your business to show up, it's probably because you don't have, one, you either don't have the experience, or two, you're not showcasing that in a way that it's easy to digest. So search engines like Google, these language models, social content and stuff, understand what you actually do. So I think SEO is thriving. It's doing well. It is 100% to your point. It is really easy to get a local business to rank for search. Like if you're a plumber, accounting firm, med spa, medical provider, attorney, like gym, personal trainer, all that stuff is super easy if you have a local service that you're trying to do, because most agencies are ripping people off and doing these old strategies that aren't working. So we come in there, we look like these superstars just because we do it the right way, and we blow these customers up in just a couple of months. But yeah, the traditional stuff is dead. Very, very important, because customers are still always going to be searching for something, and you want your content to be optimized, but it's how it's done is what's key.
Right. Absolutely. Now you mentioned ChatGPT. It's really interesting. So I search, obviously if I search on my ChatGPT and I ask who's the best business funding company out there, it's going to say my company.
Yeah.
Right. And then, my sister in New York asked, and I think we actually made it to like one of the top 10. She asked for the top 10 and we were in one of the top 10, which was cool. But how do you, how does SEO work for stuff like ChatGPT? Because isn't it about feeding it information from the individual?
Yes and no. So great question. I think that this is where there's a lot of misconception around people understanding what it is, because a lot of times people think that, oh, I'm getting my business to rank in these in ChatGPT and stuff like that. Well, it's because they're searching it from their ChatGPT account.
Exactly.
So of course it's going to say that stuff too.
Exactly.
All of these different platforms, whether it be Google, Bing, these search engines, Gemini, all the language models and stuff, they all are too lazy to crawl the internet themselves. So they're all using something that's called Common Crawl. So Common Crawl is going out there, scattering the internet, and it is indexing it and everything. And then these individual platforms are then taking that, and they are determining the different ranking factors on how they want to display that information to the potential customers or to the searchers. But they're not, ChatGPT is not crawling the internet as of yet. It may eventually, but right now they're all borrowing from this Common Crawl. So at the root of it, if you want to show up in those, you have to still have those good SEO best practices on your content, and it is being distributed. So I think someone like you, for example, I try to push all clients into doing a video podcast, because that is the best way for a return of investment on your time to get that expertise and everything out there. Because you do this podcast, what you're going to do is you're going to be able to take this podcast, now it's a long form YouTube video, cut it up into shorts. And so it's all over the internet as well. Being able to turn this podcast episode into a LinkedIn post, because LinkedIn is indexable and searchable. Instagram is even indexable and searchable. And now based upon the keywords that you're putting in the copy, you're going to take the transcript. You'll be able to make a show notes page on your website, embed this video in there, take the content and the topics we discuss in here, turn that into some blog posts and everything, and link back to this video. And all that interlinking structure is for you, ultimately, is pointing back to Versa. Exactly. And so that way it just helps that to start growing in the LLMs. There is something that I did see a couple of SEOs talking about over the past couple of weeks, to where now there is an option in ChatGPT, which I think this is going to be something that they're going to stop pretty quick, where you can make your chats public, and they're kind of gaming the system to where they're going on like their own personal account, and they're just asking a bunch of questions, talking about how great their business is and everything. And they're making that as a shareable link and making it public. So then that is helping to rank in the LLMs. I don't know if that's going to last forever, but right now it seems to be working for a couple of people. But the flip side is a lot of data has been hacked because of that, because people don't understand whenever they did that, API keys, passwords, and usernames that they had fed to ChatGPT were now public. So hackers were grabbing all that stuff. But ultimately, man, I think that so I was in the fitness industry for a long time. And I think people are always looking for the magic pill, the magic supplement, the thing that's working right now. With all of this, good marketing is evergreen. So if you are truly good at what you do, and you are sharing that expertise in a way that is easily digestible by both humans and crawlers, you are going to rise to the top, because most people quit. They give up. If you don't quit, you win. And if you're doing it the right way, you will rise to the top. I firmly believe that.
Now, a lot of business owners, have worked with different marketing companies, and they're like, we got to pay all this money. It takes months to see any results. Most of the marketing companies never even get us any results, and we're $12,000 and 3 months in. So what are you doing differently that is, or are you doing, how long, a good marketing strategy is going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. But do you guys have things that you do for your clients that get them some some nice quick wins, or is it really just something that's got to happen over 3 to 6 months to really build something that's going to work?
Love this question, Shaheen. So this is, again, relating it back to the fitness industry. I know that I'm in marketing, but I'm also a very straight shooter. I'm not going to fluff anything up for you because it honestly just depends. So relating back to the fitness industry, imagine a client coming to me and they're like, how quickly can I lose 10 pounds? Well, it depends. Are you 100 pounds overweight where it's going to be super easy? Or are you, already at your goal weight and you're trying to get to like single digit body fat percentage? So based upon their starting point is how easy it is and how quick you can get results for somebody. And I will say what makes us different. And I think one of the things that's been really good for us is a 2-factor fold. So for one, yes, I own Sean Garner Consulting. We're this local service-based marketing agency. But my wife and I also own other local service-based businesses. So we own a medical clinic. We own a medical spa. We have some other businesses and stuff that we own. So this isn't just strategy and ideas that I have that I'm testing it out. Like we do this stuff in actual brick and mortar facilities that we own. So it's not theory anymore. This is practical thing that I've seen work, and then we're able to execute on it. So because of that, we've built out a framework that we call the marketing domination framework. And because we instill not just a tactic with our clients, we install an overall strategy. That's how we're able to get results a lot quicker, because we're not just giving somebody SEO. When they come to us, they're getting everything. So we're creating their brand messaging, because most people are using the wrong words and they're not attracting customers because it's not very clear. We're rebuilding their website so that way not only it looks great and it stands out from their competition, but it's also framed in a way that leads the customer into a journey that takes them from not knowing who they are to seeing this business as the perfect customer that's going to solve their problems for them. Then we're going to plug it into a whole sales funnel system so they're not going to lose leads anymore. So even if they are sending people to their website and they're not ready to buy, there's some type of a lead generator or downloadable guide or discount code so we can follow up with them. We're doing all that to build the funnel before we're even worried about filling it with SEO, content optimizations, and everything else like that.
I got you.
So most people,
so you're
most
not
agencies will have a bucket that they're filling
You're not
up.
just doing one part of the marketing. You're building out the whole system.
Yes. Yeah. So the smallest thing that we do is help build your bucket. But we tell clients all the time, if you have an existing website and sales funnel and you want us to do your SEO and content optimization, we honestly don't do that. We only do SEO for clients that we built the bucket for, because what we have found is they have a crappy bucket. It's got tons of holes on it. And then they're paying us to fill it. And we're bleeding out so many leads because their structure isn't in place. So why we get results so quickly and consistently is because we look like superheroes, just because all we've done is we've patched their leaky bucket. And so even the poor SEO that they already had, just by having a solid bucket and having this sales funnel built out properly, they instantly start converting. So technically, it gets us results quicker, just because the first thing that we do is we build the bucket and we stop bleeding out any leads that they are. And then so by the time SEO kicks in, it looks like it's this big, huge hockey stick of growth, but it's not because our SEO worked so quickly, but it's because we fixed the foundational root issue before we started dumping more leads into it.
Yeah, totally get that, dude. Totally get that. So now what's the general timeline then from, so me, I've realized that even though we're a national business, we're doing business all over the country, we also should be focusing on our local area.
Yes.
Right? I think that is one big mistake that a lot of national companies make, is even though you are national, you should still be the number one in your local area, because why would you not be?
100%. Yeah. I think that, oh, good. Sorry.
Go ahead. But what I was going to ask you is, how long is a typical process going to take for a business to, build out the sales funnel, to build some ads, get those live, and actually start seeing leads come in? Obviously there's going to be optimization. You're going to make some tweaks. You're going to, it's going to get better and better over time. But realistically, for a small, medium-sized business, how long can it be, and how much investment are they going to have to make before they start actually seeing some sort of result?
Tons of great questions here, Shaheen. I love it. So 2 parts of that is, one, to the quick overview, 100% start local and then go out wide. Whenever you start local, you're not shutting off business and opportunities from national, but it's a lot easier, especially in the eyes of the world of search engine optimization.
The biggest mistake I
and,
made.
Yeah. Own and dominate your local market, then expand out versus try to be everywhere all at once, because there is so much opportunity for your local market, because most businesses aren't doing SEO right anyway. So why not dominate your city, your state, your region, and then go national? Trying to go national, that a lot of people end up wasting money that way.
Yeah.
So the next thing is, how long does the process?
Now, and I've realized that we wasted so much damn money not starting to focusing on dominating our local market first and then going out. It was, but we live and learn, right?
And then, for as far as the timeline of what it can look like, again, it depends. I hate giving that answer because it's not a direct answer, but it honestly depends, because the number one thing that really affects how quickly it is what's your competition. Like you just said, like if you've got these big, huge players that in the eyes of Google, they've got, I mean, some of these national brands, like even if you look at like some CRMs, like a HubSpot and SEMrush and stuff like that, these big SaaS companies, they'll have thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of pages on their website. So in the eyes of Google, they've got such a huge domain profile and authority and stuff. So Google's not just going to pull them down just because you popped up overnight and started doing SEO. Like it takes time, because again, you can't, there may be a tactic at the moment that is working, but overall strategy, if you want to win, you've got to show up and be consistent. So our internal process is we try to move as quickly as possible. So we typically have a website built within 4 weeks. We'll have the complete sales funnel built out within 6 weeks. And then we're doing SEO typically from a time a client starts hiring us to the website and the sales funnel and everything's complete. We've got SEO started within 6 to 8 weeks. So somebody signs up today, within 4 weeks, they have a website. If they sign up today, within 6 weeks from that time, they've got a whole sales funnel built out. Within sign up today, within 6 to 8 weeks, we've started SEO. And then when they start seeing that return is again based upon the competition. Most people, though, it's like, again, the fitness analogy. It's like the couch to 5K. Most of them are extremely overweight and sitting on a couch and have never done anything. So we get them to walk a little bit and they get results really, really quick. So typically they start seeing more results coming in within the first month or two. But then if they're super fit and they're, trying to go lower their Ironman time because they're already super fit, well, the results will typically like be a little bit slower, but it's because we have so much more competition that we're working with. And at that time we're doing training. It's not just doing the work to click the box, but like, we actually have to get in the nitty gritty detail stuff because you have been ranking for a long time. Like a good analogy, a story would be is we had this plumbing company that they were number one in their suburb and they were wanting to break into another city that was next to them that they were ranking like 18 in. Well, they're already dominating their city that their business is in. So to break into another location, it takes a lot more work than just trying to grow in your local city and everything. So based on the competition and what we've already got to work with, that's what we do on the timeline. But for us getting up things and up and running, I mean, honestly, 4 or 6 weeks and we're rocking and rolling quick.
Right. That's awesome, man. So now investment, right? A small to medium sized business kicking out 10 grand before seeing a return. It's tough for a lot of people to do. What's the general investment going to be to build out a strategy like this?
Yeah, great question. So with us, it's very much, and this is I would also say as a agency red flag, we don't do custom proposals. We have a menu of products with how we do it. So awesome. I don't care if your business is massive, if you're $100 million company or you're a mom and pop startup. At the end of the day, it's still the same thing. Just like whenever I was a personal trainer, if you were an elite level athlete where you were trying to go in the gym the first time, you still need the same thing. You need a fitness program from me. So we start out with all of our packages. We have a set website design package. What that website design package comes is we do all of your story brand messaging. We write all of the website copy for you because I think a lot of people will hire a website designer and then they'll make you a website, but they're going to make it exactly how you want it with the words that you set, which are probably not going to be very good. So our team, our copywriters, we write all the copy and everything for all the different pages on the website. Our designers make it look beautiful. We connect to the Google Search Console. And we do the basic SEOs and stuff for you. And we do all of that in 4 weeks for $6,500. Then if you want the whole sales funnel, not only do we build that website, but then we also create your lead generator guide for you, whether it be like a mini course, a PDF guide, ebook, or something like that. We write all the follow-up sales email sequences and everything for that. build the website, do your logos, brandings. We do a much more in-depth SEO strategy and everything for you. That's launched within 6 weeks, and we do that for $12,000. And then all of our SEO
And that's
packages,
including the CRM build out too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that includes our CRM build out. So, you know, it obviously, depending on how complex their automations and stuff are, if they've got 50 different funnels they're trying to pull people into, like, yeah, we're not doing all that. That'll be it. That will be a custom proposal for that. And then our SEO packages, they range anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 a month to $2,500 a month, depending on what you want. So with SEO, a lot of it has, with the results that you get, has to do with the volume that you're adding content to your Google business profile, and then also to your website. So those packages range not based upon how good the SEO is, but on how much we're doing for you.
Right. Absolutely, man. So you just brought up a great thing, and I've always wondered this. So you brought up Google Business Profile. Okay. So the only thing I've ever seen is that you can add updates on your Google Business Profile. Right. So when I'm posting on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you know, all the things, I'll, you know, every now and then, if it's something that's very specific to my business or about a product or a testimonial or something like that, I'll put it on the same, you know, post on the Google My Business update. Is that what you're talking about, or is there something else that you should be doing on the Google My Business profile?
Look at these great questions here, man. So there's so much that you can do to truly optimize your Google Business Profile. So step one is make sure that it's all the way filled out. Google is, their job is to reward the searcher with the most accurate search for what they're looking for. So the more information you feed it, the more likely it is to show your business to prospective customers. So first off, just open up your Google Business Profile. It's free to do. Every person that has a brick and mortar location that serves a local area, even if you serve national, should have your Google Business Profile. Make sure it's fully built out. So the title is right. You've got your address in there, phone number, images, you've added logos to it, and it is all completely built out. That is the foundational thing that you should be doing.
100%.
The other key point with that is there's something called your NAP, your name, address, and phone number. How it is in your Google Business Profile is exactly how it should be on your website and all of your other directories that you use, because Google uses that information to link things together. So if they're off, even if it's a formatting issue, there could be a disconnect. Google likes to see it all being the same all over the website.
Wow.
So what you can do to then optimize is lots of different things. So based upon the industry type that you have with your business, let's say it's like mine, where it's service-based. So in your Google Business Profile, one of the things that you can do to extra optimize it is you can go to your product section. And even though you don't have a product, you still kind of do. So for us, for example, we go into our Google Business Profile and we'll add website design, brand messaging, copywriting, and all the services that we do. We'll add that as a service on that Google Business Profile. And then that will then link to a specific landing page on our website, which helps with SEO that way. The second thing that you can do is Google reviews is the most powerful thing that you can do to increase with those rankings. But one of the things that Google really likes is consistency. So there's also something that's called review velocity. So how quickly and how frequently are you getting reviews? Gives you an opportunity to outrank somebody that might have way more of their reviews than you. So using your industry, let's say one of your competitors has 1,000 reviews and you guys might have like 100. Well, if they've been at 1,000 reviews for several years and maybe they get 1 or 2 a month, but all of a sudden this new company comes in and they're getting like 30, 50, 100 new reviews a month. Well, in the eyes of Google, these guys are old and dead. This is the new hotness. Let's show that. And so because you're getting all this trajectory, that's how we've seen a lot of businesses outrank more legacy businesses, just because we'll set up the automations to get them more reviews quicker and more consistently. So that review velocity helps a lot. The other thing that you can do on your Google Business Profile is, like you said, is that updates. That is important. Just even posting little quick updates, linking back to your website, using it almost as a social feed type of a setup. Google loves that because they want to see you interact with their platforms. They want to see you being consistent with everything. The other thing that you can do is you can add Q&As to your Google Business Profile. So 2 of the things that we bill out for all of our clients are 3 things. Is number 1, we will add photos to their business on a weekly basis. So we'll add new photos because, again, we want the profile to seem live and we're interacting with it. Second thing that we do is we add updates on a regular basis. So it could be anything from taking your reviews, turning it into an update and sharing it, a social post, things like that. And the third is an FAQ. So you can actually go in there, ask yourself questions and answer it. And that just adds to those FAQs to that Google business profile. So you're constantly interacting with it. There's tons that you can always do to optimize it so it keeps growing in the eyes of Google, which means they're going to show it to more people.
Interesting. Very cool. I'm gonna have my marketing guy get on that. I didn't realize about well, I guess I kind of had a hunch. A buddy of mine has a tent shop. And in Baltimore, there's tons of tent shops, right? And he found out one day, he's like, dude, I'm at the top of Google. And I was like, dude, seriously? And he's in the hood. Like, most people do not want to be caught dead going to this shop, right? And he's like, dude, we're getting like Rolls is coming up here. We're getting like real nice cars, like, the white ladies from the suburbs. And I'm like, wow, really? And I said, well, what are you doing? He said, dude, I finally did what you told me to do when I first started. I'm asking everybody that's happy I'm handing them my phone and telling them to write a review. And he's like, dude, I'm doing that to everybody. So he was getting like 10, 15 reviews a day.
That's awesome.
And it was just like, dude, he went right to the top of Google. Some of the guys that have been doing this for 20, 30 years, it was just like, but yeah, it's crazy. So now he's big on the commercial side too. So it's just crazy how much some of these little things that you can do can make all the difference, especially in the local area, man. Dude, I appreciate the wealth of knowledge, man. Dude, I could probably talk to you for hours, but I'm no Joe Rogan, so our listeners aren't going to listen to me for 2.5 hours. But I appreciate your time, Sean. What do you have for our listeners and our viewers today?
Yeah. So based upon everything we've been talking to today, I would say everybody needs to go to the website, seangarner.co/Versa. It's SeanGarner.co/Versa,
Awesome.
VERSA.
I'll put it in the description.
Perfect. Two things that I want to make sure everybody gets on that whenever they go to that landing page is number one is our website wireframe. So we talked about having your website structured in such a way so that it converts really well. We're going to give you the actual framework and the template that we use so you can see exactly how the header needs to be structured and the 10 different sections your homepage needs to take the customer on that journey. So you've got all that. Then, because we were just talking about Google reviews, that is very, very powerful. So if you are a local service business owner or you're wanting to get more Google reviews for your business, what we will give you is the exact scripting and automations that we use for getting our customers more Google reviews. So we're going to typically, here's the quick version. We ask, and we see amazing results for this. We ask for the review 3 times, 3 days apart in both email and text, and we'll give you the swipe copy that you can use for that. Go in there, drop in your name and email address, and you can start plugging that into your CRM, or you can just manually texting it out and you start getting more Google reviews for your business.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it, Sean. It's been great talking to you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity.